Hello guys, welcome to Tech for You channel. Today we are going to discuss all about BGC documents. BGC documents in the sense background check. So in this video we will see what are the documents are necessary to submit for the BGC and is there any deadline for the BGC. I will explain how to fill the BGC form step by step in this video by taking you to the next step portal. The next one is what are the BGC documents important to submit for the background check. Then the other very important is I will tell you some of the documents which is very necessary and it takes time to process, which means you have to apply for that particular document and the original of it will take time to reach you. So for those documents I will tell you and you can prepare it from now. If you have any doubt about BGC documents or if you don't know what you have to do after getting the offer letter regarding BGC documents, this is the video for you guys. Don't skip the video, subscribe to Tech for You channel and get more related updates. I'm moving to the first question, which is there any deadline for BGC documents? There is no deadline for BGC documents. You can start from submitting now and also when you get the joining letter, you can complete those BGC documents. So after the successful completion of the background check, you will be getting an induction mail for the joining. If some of the documents did not approve, then your joining will be rescheduled in some of the cases. In upcoming videos, I will tell each and every documents what is the format you have to submit and this video what are the documents will be necessary we are going to see. So the next question is how to fill the BGC form. I will explain you how to fill the BGC form in step-by-step process by taking you to the next step portal. So in next step portal, you can see the option background check. Click onto it. You will get a page like this. The first one is instruction. Then the second one is basic details, academic details and declaration. When you are registering for TCS, at that time you will be giving some of your basic details. So that basic details will be there in this form. If you want to edit and change, you can edit and change. In order to make changes in unedited details, for example, some of the details may not be changed. So in that case, you can write the mail to this mail ID. First, start filling the form. This moves to basic details. As they said, some of the fields are already filled, so you need not change anything in personal details. Then coming to PAN and passport details. Here there is a question, do you have a PAN card? If you have a PAN card, give yes. Then you give that PAN number. If you don't have the PAN card, then don't give anything. So leave it as it is. Then the next option is, do you have a passport? If you have a passport, give yes. If you don't have a passport, don't fill any of these options. Leave it as it is. Then coming to your present address. Some of these fields also already have been filled. If not, give your house number, your street and your country, city. So these are the basic details you have to give it. And then the alternate number and your mobile number. A period of stay, which means you have been living last 10 years at this present address. So you can put some approximate date. You can put some approximate date or month, but the year should be correct. Similarly for 2 also on when you are filling this document. Then the next is, are the permanent and present address same? So for these options, for some of them the permanent and present address will be same. If same, give it as yes. If not, give it as no. When you give the present address is same as permanent address as yes, then the present address details will be automatically filled in the permanent address place. Then the next one is, are the present and longest stay address same? Which means last 7 years you have been stayed at your present address. If yes means you can give yes, if no means you can give no. If you give yes, the same address will be filled here. Then give it as save and continue, because some of the people will not be selected the option for PAN card and also for passport. So give save and continue. So you will be getting this. You have not filled all mandatory details and basic details. Do you still want to continue? Because we didn't fill some of the fields. So I'm giving it as yes. After giving yes, from basic details, it comes to academic and other details. So these fields also already have been filled. So don't worry about this. If not filled, you can give it your course name, duration, and what was your course type, either full time or part time. Then your university and major subjects, which means the department. Then the grading system, whether CGPA or marks. Give save and continue. From this graduate, it comes to reference details. You have to fill 2 references. So those references must not be your relative or your friend. So better for this reference 1, you can collect the details from your placement officer, and this reference 2, you can collect details from your class teacher. Then give it as save and continue. I have not filled, I am just showing to you, so I am not filling any of those, so that I am giving yes. If you did not fill, give it as yes. Okay, then you will be moving to other things, security details. So these things will be already filled. If you have any cases, then give it as yes. Then still now there are pending cases or malpractice, something like that, you give it as yes, but most of them will be having no, so give it as no. If you have yes, then you have to mention for what problem, so what was the case and what you have been done, is there any fine or is there any punishment. If you give yes for those people alone, you have to give more information about that. Give save and continue. Then the next one, do you have multiple names or name change? Okay, this is like when you have born, you have some other name, and after some 4 to 5 years or something, the year gap, your name has been changed. So if you have something like that, give it as S. So, and there is a note. In this note, what they have said is your first name and last name is reordered, that is not considered. Then the next one is, do you have an NSR e-card? I am sure about it. You will not be having an NSR e-card. I will tell about this in the BGC documents. So you don't give any of the options. Give save and continue and click it as yes. So this is the declaration and general consent to background information, and you have to give I agree and the place you are currently living. Once you have filled all the mandatory fields, then you can submit BGC form. Now you cannot submit BGC form, and don't try to submit also. As I said, some of the people will not be having NSR e-card, and some of them will not be having PAN card and passport. So those details and all we will not be having. So leave that places and fill all the details which you have and click it as save and continue. Once after you got the PAN card and passport, at that time you can start filling those details. Then coming to NSR card, I said that you can register after you are getting the joining letter. So for that particular, so you will be having all the documents for filling this BGC form except NSR card. In that situation alone, give yes for the option that I have NSR e-card in this academic and other details. Okay. After giving that, give it as I agree and give your place and submit BGC form. Once you fill BGC form and you have submitted, you will get a tick mark like this. Then coming to the next point, what are the BGC documents necessary? Okay, there are many BGC documents. We are going to see one by one. NSR e-card, which means National Skill Registry. So they will be asking an IT pin for that, but as of now you don't create it. This link will be available 15 days before you are joining, so don't worry to prepare this now. Later in the upcoming videos I will tell you how to register for the NSR card. It just takes only 1 week and you will get a IT pin within 1 week. Then the next document is birth certificate or birth affidavit. There are some cases, which means in case you do not possess a birth certificate, if birth certificate is in regional language, if birth certificate does not have your name mentioned. These three statements happened in your case, then you have to submit the birth affidavit instead of birth certificate. Then one more option is also available. Instead of this birth certificate and birth affidavit, you can also submit your 10th mark sheet. Next document is address proof. For the address proof, you can submit either passport, ration card, Aadhaar, driving license, any of these options mentioned. So you can submit any of these for your address proof, but that must be in your father name or your name. Then the next one is PAN card. Next document is passport. For ID proof, you can submit any of these options, either voter ID or ration card, driving license, or any of these options you can submit for ID proof. Then your 10th grade mark sheet, which means your 10th standard mark sheet, and 10th certificate. This is not required, this is just optional, so you need not submit any of the certificate for this. And the next one is 12th grade mark sheet. So here you have to submit your 12th standard mark sheet. Similarly, this 12th certificate is not a necessary part. Then the next one is graduate mark sheet, which means you have to submit from your first semester till your final semester. You have to submit all the mark sheets one by one by adding the row. So all these things I will also tell you in the upcoming videos. Graduate degree certificate, which means your provisional certificate or course completion certificate. Then the next one is medical certificate. If you have other qualifications, you can submit the document for that. If you are not having such qualifications, so if you are not having any additional qualifications, you leave this field. The next one is additional certificate. technical or foreign language. If you have such certification, you can submit the certification. If you do not have, don't worry, it is not a required field. Then the next one is non-criminal affidavit. Okay, now the next question will be, what are the documents need to be prepared now? Some of the peoples will not be having a PAN card. So go to the nearby internet center and apply for this PAN card, and then you will get a PAN card. Next one is passport. Compared to all the documents, this passport takes large time because you have to register by applying for the passport in your nearby internet center, and you will be giving your preferred location and your appointment date and time. So at that time you will be going to that office and you will be provided with some sort of certificates like 10th standard mark sheet, which means the 10th standard mark sheet is very much important for this passport to verify for your passport, and they will ask you to sign, and your fingerprints will be collected and your photographs will be taken. So this process takes time, and whichever the company you are going to join, this passport is very necessary. So start from taking now itself. You have to register step by step, and at the last you will be paying 472 rupees for 1 year. So there are some validity, like validity for 1 year you have to pay 472, and validity for 10 years something around 1000. I'm not sure about that, but there is a pay you have to pay for this. Some of the people have been registering now, and the 1 year will be going in your college activities itself, so that 472 rupees will be waste only. So to avoid this, you can ready this 15 days before your joining date, and the link also will be opened only 15 days before your joining date. Then the next one is medical certificate. This medical certificate also will be opened 15 days before your joining date. Then the next one is non-criminal affidavit. For this non-criminal affidavit, you have to ready for the 100 rupees stamp paper, and I will tell you in the next video what are the contents you need to be entered in
That's
this.
all about today's video. Hope you have cleared about BGC documents. Subscribe to Tech for You channel for more updates. Thank you for watching.